is your 2024 yearly reading. Let's get going. So, Happy New Year. At the bottom of your tarot deck, we have, excuse me, the Page of Cups, and the Lenormand was, the bottom of that deck was the whip, the broom and the whip. So there's cyclical, there's major cycles this year that will be pertaining to good news. So I see like there being good news in regards to work, in regards to romantic situations, anything that like makes your heart sing, maybe just, it's at the beginning stages, whatever good news is coming in. So let's get into what that's going to be. It could have to do with work, I'm thinking, because of the whip and the broom. Some hard work, toil, and struggle that's been happening for a while. Could be kind of sweeping through your life and bringing positive news. So, first house. Also, your the focus of your year. It's going to have to do with either a side hustle with that fox there, or it's going to have to do with some kind of entrepreneurship, money management, coming into mastering of your financial world. This is very earthy, analytical, business analysis. This is looking into financial matters. It's very, I feel like January will be going over finances more. Really getting to the nitty gritty of like how to make things, how to manage things, and getting on top financially. So you might end up, I don't know if you're going to be doing your taxes a little bit early. There's something here about you getting a new job or a side hustle becoming a full-time employment situation. There's something here about that. Also, going to school for business management or business analysis, or anything to do with the analysis of something in the tangible world. This could also be just dealing with school financing at the beginning of the year, looking into that, or looking into creating your own business. There's something here about money and money management and analysis of and learning. Anything where you're looking into things and sniffing out information and kind of digesting that, trying to make that work for you. What's going to be helping or hindering that? I think you're going to be a little annoyed and distracted by something. Maybe something's taking a little longer than you had anticipated in February time. You might be kind of mulling over. I feel like it's kind of maybe you're kind of over the status quo of how things have been. There's the details are boring you with something, or there's something here about you're not really receiving what you want exactly the way you want it. And that might be kind of taking away from this exciting new beginning in finance or school or learning of some kind. Your values might be, I want to say changing, but it might feel like you're obligated to certain people, or it's your beliefs about what your obligations are that are kind of draining you in some way. I do see these 3 cups here, and I have the 3 of cups here in the in the recent past. So there is something about maybe a friendship that you once really put as high priority, now kind of being a nuisance and kind of draining your energy in some sort of way. This can also be missing some key details in regards to what your resources are. So he's kind of over this here, but he's not seeing that there's something over here, and it could be a small detail that ends up making the difference in terms of stability of a situation of within your resources, within your beliefs. Setting up base in some sort of way, using what you have to create some sort of emotional security. You feel like maybe friends aren't as supportive during this time, and they might be draining you more emotionally than being your rock. Also, just being, there's a word for it, and I'm trying to find it's on the tip of my tongue. There's like this, not disassociative, although that could be it. Um, Not incoherent. It's meh. You're like whatever about something. You're like, I don't want to be bogged down with the details. It's too much. I would rather be a little more daydreamy and kind of kind of distract myself from, it's like you can't be bothered with something. It's very annoying for you. Um, School, if you are in school, there is something, or learning something within the work sphere. Um, you might be really not interested in what you're learning at that time. Maybe it's like a prerequisite type situation where you're forced to do something that maybe helps build a foundation for the learning process, but you feel it unnecessary and the details are really boring you or irritating you at that time. So what you're aware of, what you're conscious of, is that this new beginning, although it's a burden or a sacrifice, there is going to be some major progress being made. It was a risk getting to this point. You took a chance, and although it's kind of weighing up on you, eventually I think you know that you're going to be able to be lifted to a new status, you'll have a new perspective from a different point of view later on. So it's just what you're carrying now is a little bit much for you, and you're totally aware of that. And in March, there could be some risk that you take that ends up, although it's a challenge, it's difficult, you end up soaring to new heights. So that's good. It's it's lofty. I will say that because there's this there's this kind of airy, like high up feeling with the stork card. So it is kind of out there, but it is progression. You are making progress with something, even though you're starting maybe over for, from scratch. Maybe you didn't want to do that. Maybe you had to leave a lot behind in order to make this happen. Or you know that this new beginning will cost you something. Um, but there will be you'll be lighter, so you'll be able to move higher to higher ground. Um, what you're not aware of, there's this. The answer is in the planning stages. The answer is in the door. So it's also in the fourth house. And the fourth house talks about home. So maybe this is about you moving to a new place or planning to move. Because the Two of Wands can often depict a doorway to new, right? We're looking to go down a path, we're making plans to take an adventure somewhere. And with the Fool there in the third house, that being your local commuting, and there's just it speaks of movements, of taking chances. And with the stork, it's often about flight, so like taking a trip um, somewhere by plane. So maybe you're starting this new life. Um, you're moving a far distance. That's what you're aware that you're going to be doing. And you're realizing it's going to be difficult, but you're taking a chance, and you're willing to make the sacrifice. You're sacrificing what you've known for what you don't know. And I can't help but feel that Two of Wands in the fourth house is that new door. That new door to a new job, a new home. Um, I feel like there's also the answer to security is in the planning. Um, you'll feel more secure if you make plans to get passionate about the planning of it. Maybe not look at it as such a burden. Maybe consider that the planning will actually get you kind of psyched up and feel more confident in where you're going or what it'll be a good support for you. Um, you're waiting for that next um, spark in order to create some stability. You might not feel like you have everything, but planning is the solution. Support from family at this time might be helpful. It might be the key to unlocking some of the issues you might have with getting that next cog in your on your journey, getting over that next, the next wheel. Oh, geez. He's got that globe in his hand. So he's got the world in his hand. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of opportunities, and you're starting to see the opportunities. But and that's good. The optimism, I think, is what you're going to need. That's going to get you through. Also, how you did in the past may be helpful as well. Learning from where you've been and kind of taking that and how you've done it in the past. If this is a starting over situation, then you can go back to when you moved when you were younger, or um, the last time, and see if that's going to give you any clues as to how to do it and do it well. There's a solution there. Fifth house. And I'd see like the move would probably happen around April, planning for the future here in April. Um, there's in the fifth house, this is the recent past as well. You might have cut out a friend in the recent past, or um, had to cut a celebration short. Um, Maybe you left a community that you were very close to some people in, and that you felt connected and bonded with those people. But something happened, and it was painful to leave those people in the past. And now it might have been like some kind of leisurely community activities that you did with these people. There could have been, people that like to party or gamble, or um, this is also like, I want to say that it was a group of friends. It's also your creative project. So you might have been working or collaborating on an artistic or creative project with a group of people, and now that's no longer a part of your life anymore. It might have happened suddenly. Um, I wonder why. It could have been because of a relationship breaking up that this changed. Or maybe this creative thing just ended. It had a timeline and it's over. But yeah, I just see there being like something here. It also could just be that you and your friends did something where tools were required, so it was like some kind of artistic um, situation. But the scythe, the fox, and the mouse, and the coffin with um, the cross above it. I mean, I do have that stork there, which helps a lot. This is also about the progression of spirit. Um, there is some sort of, you're aware that you're spiritually starting over in some sort of way. There's a new beginning with your spiritual beliefs, or um, and that's where it lies. The answer to your future is in unlocking those past beliefs, or um, figuring out what you believe. I do see that there might be artistic stuff here, because I do have the Page of Cups I said at the bottom, and I also have the Broom and the Whip. So there's something that you've been working really hard at that's emotional, you're emotionally connected to. This is also good news in regards to artistic endeavors with friends. But also, this can be a romantic situation as well. News of a romantic situation. Um, this could be a past love that just keeps coming back into the mix. So yeah, but like I was saying, these cards here, they're really, this is challenging right here. Um, Cutting out a sneaky friend who might have been um, taking something. There's almost like making sure that you're locking things up at home. Maybe somebody took something from your home. Um, or there's a potential for that to happen in 2024. Maybe you're cutting out friends that you don't trust anymore because something happened in the past. There is something here about people being a little bit sneaky, maybe taking some things that don't belong to them. Um, but I think that more so it's about friendships that have caused some pain. There's been some pain there. There's been some loss of the friendship for some reason, whether it's the change of belief system or just how you where you are currently. Things change. So there is this kind of a painful situation with friends in the past or with the people you collaborated with. Um, in the first placement, we do see the fox. The fox is he's analyzing the past. He's looking to the past in this kind of spot that he's in. Maybe you're thinking and mulling over about something that happened painful with friends in the past. But also, it could be that a friendship ended because, or a group of friends ended because somebody was sneaking around doing something they weren't supposed to, and um, this was taking away from you, and you felt like you couldn't trust um, the situation anymore, or you were feeling, yeah, because it's like a stealing of resources with the mouse there in the second placement. So there's something here about something was taken, um, or you felt like some something in your life, whether it be metaphorically or physically, was taken from you by this situation, and you're feeling on the outs. I don't have the Five of Pentacles anywhere, so I don't see like it's not totally devastating. Um, I don't feel like it's the loss of a job or anything like that. I just feel like you're not you're not satisfied. And I know that you're not satisfied because over here I have the Eight of Cups, and that's walking away from what emotionally isn't serving us anymore. So in May, you could have to cut out a friend, and this could have the I'm not predicting like some explosive argument necessarily. I'm saying that this person or this group of people might have been kind of just not at your level anymore. You used to have fun with them, and now things are changing quickly, and so those people will not be in your life going into the future in 2024. Um, it's a sacrifice, but you're progressing, you're changing, you're starting over. You're getting a fresh new slate in some sort of way. And that's good. You're thinking about it that way. I mean, it's a sacrifice. There's this new exciting, fresh new beginning and progress ahead of you. So, and you know that. Um, Emotionally draining. I just see you being very patient with other people for a long time and feeling emotionally drained by the people that you surrounded yourself with in your local environment in the near past. And around May, there being like a quick change. It's just like a quick cutting off or stopping talking to this group of people. In the near future, June time as well, I see you, there you are with your hermit self, that being your card And you've got that the Saturnian hexagram in your lantern. Your star is shining, you know, like you've got this light, you've got this wisdom, you've got this hope, um, that you're going to be able to find the people that are your ride or die. Um, you're not necessarily looking for them, but you're leaving the light on for them to find you. You're attracting, you know that you've gotten wiser, and you're looking to attract something that is in harmony with who you are at a core level and what you're about. And with the coffin there, I see that there's there's an ending to being alone, or an ending in terms of your day-to-day routine. Um, there could be a great change in your day-to-day routine because of all this that's happening. And so by June, I see you being more introspective, and maybe you keep to yourself at work a little more. Maybe you're trying to figure out what's going on with your health. You might actually quit a bad habit around this time, um, or be looking back at the past, um, and seeing like, wow, I've come a long way and I've let go of that habit. And because I let go of that habit, or that, I mean, a habit can be anything, right? It can be just the places we visit on a regular basis, the people that we surround ourselves with. There's just so many things that it could be, but something to do with your routine or your health, or you're ending something so that you can really analyze like where you want your life to be going. You want to heal. You're going in, internalizing everything that you've been through, and not in a negative way. You're digesting it, and that's Virgo is all about the digestion. You know, Scorpio is more about the releasing of toxins, but Virgo's about the meta. I feel like it's more like the metabolic system of like the details of the breaking. It's not really the breaking down necessarily, but it's like the taking in of what's around us. And I have this coffin card, which is also Scorpio. So you are kind of releasing things. So you're digesting and you're releasing whatever whatever you've been going through. And it's because it's your health sector as well. You might have ended consumption of something. And because this is the second house of the intake, right? We got this cup here. We got the mouse. The mouse is about gnawing away and eating at things, taking things away. So, and it's in that second house of Taurus, about the touch, feel, sense, the enjoyment, the nourishment of things, the resources, right? I feel like you're cutting out something that's not been good for you. You're seeing what works for, what you're taking into yourself. What kind of job do I have? Is it feeding me? Is it making me feel good? Am I able to digest this? You're processing in June. You're processing the loss of something, but you're also processing and taking in what's new. And there's some wisdom there for you in that. you might end a full time job in June, and go at it alone. You might start doing something, a business on your own. There's there's also just maybe having been in school or something and having had friends in a certain group setting, um, changing that up, and so feeling a little bit more introverted, and you're going through kind of an alchemical change within yourself spiritually at this time. So it's it's going to be a more quiet month in June for you. A lot of processing and releasing of things. Having the Hermit card there is a good thing, because it denotes good health. You're ending something that is toxic. You're removing anything that's not good for you, and you're looking for what serves you, um, so that you can maybe share that and help others with that kind of, um, offer a service to others, because you've ended things that haven't served you. Seventh house, July, your relationships. A new beginning. Start something important. That's a piece of advice that's coming through. This is also about starting, the starting of authority as well. So being in charge of your relationships, being, um, going after what you want in relationships, to start something new in relationships. This is also, authority and a new beginning with authority in relationships. So, um, that could be a parental figure, a new beginning with them, a new slate with them. This can be the start of something that, um, is about you being the authority of some sort of partnership as well. This could have to do with the government. It could have to do with, um, law as well, being an authority in a practice, you know, yeah, a law practice of some kind. Um, it's also a very, um, kind of sexual kind of card, the, Ace of Wands. It can denote that kind of energy. So this can be about, um, starting a new relationship that's very physical. Um, and the bear is, about a bunch of something. It is a large animal, so it's very, it's about, if it's about money, it's a lot of money. If it's about, it's just got a lot of, energy. It's got a lot of power, right? So there's this boss kind of energy coming in here. So you could have a new boss coming in, to your life around July. It seems like it'll be like they'll be a fair person, or they'll be like a good boss. They'll have a lot of energy. Um, I don't think it's going to be too challenging with this particular person. They could be also a mentor or a mother figure to you in some sort of way. They're cooperative. You'll be cooperative with them. Um, so I think that's good. I think that your relationships will be good. There'll be a lot of you might have a lot of responsibilities with relationships this year, and you might have a new relationship that's quite a bit of responsibility. And I say that because you're aware that you're going to be having more responsibility or have to make a sacrifice in order to progress with something. And here we have that kind of um, responsibility card. So new responsibilities coming in within relationships and partnerships of different kinds, and yeah. There is this interesting um, the next placement's very interesting. So the eighth house, it's also how others see you, or your environment throughout the year. It could be argumentative people. There could be people who are kind of backstabby around you. They these people, they don't think before they speak. They may be a little underhanded at times, but I see you walking away from whatever is not emotionally working for you, whatever is just not filling your cup, which you want satisfaction. And if you're not satisfied with being treated a certain way during 2024, Virgo, you're going to leave. You're not going to I mean, you might actually leave some sort of group or some kind of shared resources with somebody, and that really irritates them and causes them to lash out at you. But you're just going on your merry way. I don't see you dealing with it. Um, yeah, you're taking your power back from a situation um, in regards to other people using you for your resources, maybe. This major change could be within you as well, in your psychological makeup. So, in past, you might have been more aggressive and argumentative, and I see you getting more quiet and still this year. Your temperament might be more, you're going to be more internal. Um, you're not going to be really, you're not being passive aggressive. I think you're just not expelling the energy that you once did and to fight with other people. So I think that you'll be leaving something toxic behind. Um, and you're going for what is going to make me feel good, what is going to make me feel like I am full, that I am complete, that I am satisfied with what's going on. Other people, they might try power trippy stuff with you at some point, and you're not even going to play into it. Yeah, that eight here, the eight there, a lot of power here. Taking your power back from somebody who's been abusing you, um, using your skills, your talents, your your energy. Major changes coming in around August as well. The snake can also be a very quiet card. It's about walking away as well, quietly going away. So you might just choose to leave a situation that gets um, emotionally emotionally intense. Not in a just a dismissive way, but just a I'm saving my energy. I don't need to expend or expel any more energy on this matter. It's not worth it to me. Now, in terms of what you're hoping and you're fearing, you're hoping that you're going to meet people who get you, that your social life is going to improve drastically, that you are going to be successful and happy and be able to share that with other people in your life at some point, that you can have fun again, meet people, and like you're hoping to get a fun social life. I mean, I think that you've been working so hard on whatever you were passionate about or what you were planning or getting off the ground where you were going, that now you're just like, well, I need to rebuild my social circle because I've had to cut out a lot of people and places and things that didn't really work for me anymore, and I'm in a whole new environment. And so that's changing. You're going to be um, you want warm people in your life. You want to feel you want to have fun with these people. You want it to be light and like um, you want to feel confident as well around the people that you're surrounding yourself with. You might want to travel someplace warm. You might want to move someplace warm. That's maybe the goal, or go on a trip with friends to um, some some exciting, fun, warmer climate. This is around September too. So this is about children going back to school, and I have this like meeting, um, this kind of socializing here. So this could also, if some of you have children, they could be going to school the first time around this time. Um, Daycare as well comes into play here. So you might be thinking in towards September, like, where is my kid going to go to daycare? Where is, because you're starting over, you have a new slate. So this is also about sharing fun experiences together, expressing, being your truest self, being your most vulnerable self with the people that you surround yourself with, and being able to share the experience together. You also want to feel spiritually connected to the people that you're surrounding yourself with. So there's like this, you might be joining a church group around September, or some spiritual kind of spiritual community of some kind. You also might be, if you have children, you might be putting them into a spiritual kind of community or introducing them into it. Um, Thinking about the future, you want, you're really wanting a brighter, happier, more social future. That's what I'm seeing. And September might actually bring that in for you. Um, you might actually go on a date with somebody who's from a foreign land around this time. They may have children. Um, you could meet somebody who has kids. They could be at a distance. They could be from another country. So yeah, see that there. Career reputation. You are going to be very standoffish with when it comes to money. Like, you're going to be more selective about the financial opportunities that you have in terms of career. So, for example, you might be getting to the point in your life where you're really getting picky about what you do. Maybe you had a couple jobs in the past, or couple different career experiences where you were the one that was kind of seeking the job and begging for the job. This time, you are going in with that mindset of, I'm interviewing you just as much as you're interviewing me. And that could be from a business owner perspective. That could be from a, if you're going to school or you're planning to go to school, you could be really kind of looking into it and being like, is this college for me? Like, just because I got accepted to it doesn't mean I need to go to it. Or there's something here about really being discerning about who you let into your financial status. Do they, maybe the person you're dating, you don't want them to necessarily be asking you questions about, or digging into your personal business about your finances or how much money that you have. This is also about like your legacy. So money that's been, through the family line as well, um, that's been around for a while, money that's got a reputation, right? You're going to be like, well, how much money do you have? Maybe you don't make enough money for me. And you're going to be looking at people like, if they're, especially if they're potential um, partners in business, like, do you have enough money to invest in? I'll let you come forward and explain your ideas and your concepts, but do you have enough money to invest in what I'm working on, what I've got going on here? You might have been hurt in a career or business situation with friends. You might have gone into business with friends in the past and it didn't work out. Somebody was taking stuff, slowly draining you in some sort of way. And you're really looking at what you value in terms of what you share, what you're willing to accept in your life in terms of abundance and finances. And with this placement here, I'm like, yeah, your responsibility with finances. So you could also be like really cutting off any excess. Like, do I really need this? Do I really need to get a coffee every day from the local cafe? You'll be cutting expenses and really being discerning about where the money is going. You're getting more responsible about your finances in October, in 2024. Something here about whatever situation happened that was a burden, that you might have had to sacrifice something, you're trying to regain footing here. Like, also, I have the Hermit and the Queen of Swords really close to each other, and I have the Eight of Cups. The Queen of Swords is like the divorcee, right? She's somebody who's been through the relationship, has the wounds, and has gotten over it. It might have been really challenging. It might have not been a good breakup. Um, whether it was a business partnership, a romantic relationship. Um, and she's not necessarily super defensive. She just isn't as warm and inviting. She's a little cold, but she's fair, and she is really, she'll let you come forward and speak your piece, but she will cut you down if you don't meet the requirements, right? Because she knows what she's looking for now because she's been through it all. The Hermit is about being alone, going off on your own. I wouldn't say with your tail tucked between your legs, but just being like, well, fine, you don't see it my way. I'm going to go and off on my own and kind of understand what just happened, analyze what just happened, and um, I'm gonna I'm gonna just be myself and get to know myself, and I'll find people who want to get to know me for who I am. Eventually, I'm not really worried about it. So in the near future, there is something that ends. You go off your own way, and then shortly after, you're seeing that there are offers and opportunities. And this could be about status, reputation, where you're going in the world. Um, and you're going to really, really be looking for those key pointers, those red flags. Maybe money is owed to you through some sort of career advancement or royalties of some kind. This is about power and status as well. So your influence, you're very influential in whatever you're doing, and you might be, like I said about the analysis, business analysis, you might be making cuts, making you might actually work in financial department somewhere where you have to cut expenses, and there might be some layoffs that you need to do. There might be some um, program cuts that you need to do, and you're seeing what you're really looking at, what's working and what's not working. That might be a little bit lonely. So it's like lonely at the top for this. So if you have that kind of job, it might be a little difficult. Other people might not be so warm at that point. But I see that you get a new associate of some kind in November time. Sagittarius season for you. Do I have a Sagittarius card? I do, in the 4th house. I have it in the 7th house. Yep, partnerships. Also in the 9th. So there is this new person. They're coming through in this reading as a lady. That doesn't have to be a lady. It can be a female identifying person. It can be a feminine person. It can be somebody who's just nurturing in some sort of way, who's more receptive. They're coming in with a new ideas, with maybe I do see like she has a sword and you have a sword, so you have a similar experience, or you have similar experience is, but there is this kind of new person, new friend, new situation that comes into your world in the near future that ends up being kind of like you meet your match in some sort of way. I do think you two become very good friends towards the end of the year, because I have this dog card here, which is about friendship and loyalty, and she's in the friendship house. So you make a friend, And with the Wheel of Fortune there, it's very spiritually, karmically guided. I think that you will feel like you've known this person in past lives. You'll have deja vu when you meet them. There'll be like that feeling like, oh my God, I feel like I've known you my whole life. We just met and I feel like we're sisters, like or something like that. Um, the wheel turns and you get this spiritual friend, this spiritual tribe that comes in for you towards the end of the year. So the work that you've been doing emotionally on yourself um, ends up paying off in a physical way, but yet a spiritual way at the end of the year. Financial changes are coming. Um, if you have struggled or lost a job at the beginning of the year or just recently, you will be finding your footing again. Your reputation um, will, you're going to be strong, and you're going to have like this. I mean, if you are going through a divorce, which I don't see like any like cards that would signify. Maybe this, like troubles in love. I can see that, but maybe a third party here. But I don't think it's that. I think it's just like the loss of friends and the loss of your past securities. I think you gain a lot financially. You work really hard, and you meet the people finally that you've been hoping to meet, that make you joyful, that make you warm, that make you feel secure. You start to build your tribe, and that person comes in towards the end of the year, and maybe they bring new ideas to the table that you've never thought of, and you both start a business together or something, or you work together and you end up making changes um, to whatever you're doing, and it ends up making more money for you both, or for the company that you work for, or there's something here about you two being a good team, and you both kind of having that same, you it's like you're cut from the same cloth, or um you both have that same edge, and but you complement each other as well. So if that's the case, that you have a new boss here in the new partnership sector, this woman could be your boss, and you could get along really well with her. Or a new boss comes in around July, and she ends up hiring somebody new that's your associate at work, and you two really hit it off and become really good friends. And that's the beginning of you starting your spiritual family, your spiritual tribe, in this new setting, this new environment that you find yourself in. Yeah, any kind of arguments or betrayals that happened in the past, because the eighth house is also the past as well. And I see it over here as this being the past area, the near past. So whatever happened that caused upsets in your social, situations, or your friend groups, changes towards the end of the year. You end up getting a new friend, and that opens up your world in some sort of way for the better. Um, Having the Wheel of Fortune and the dog card there, I feel like being alone changes. The second half of the year is you going from um, feeling alone to being really well loved, and spiritually understood as well. There's some sort of um, loyalty and help from spirit too. So you might be gaining a new guide this year as well, somebody who's watching over you, and you can feel that kind of camaraderie with that side of things. Like a little angel watching over you, you know somebody's there. And this person that comes into your life could also be like an angel. They could bring they're a true friend. With that Ace of Swords there, they're they're the friend that you've been looking for a long time. So, all right. Anything? Did I miss anything? All right, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Um, getting more social towards the end of this year coming up, and gaining new friends and having new experiences and creating stability in your life where there wasn't any. So that's really awesome. There's a lot of warmth here with that sun card coming in the ninth house. It's very buoyant and optimistic. Getting out there, enjoying people, um, trying new things with that Fool card. You know, you're going to be a lot more discerning and analytical, of course, after an experience, and that's just happened, I think. Um, but you're optimistic with that Stork card there as well. Whatever burdens you go through, whatever struggles you go through, it's it's only lifting you up and creating more positivity and happiness in your life to come. So happy 2024, and I'll see you next time. Bye.